Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Hollow Knight. I am good to go and ready to shake some rust off, get some Johns in nice and early. It has been a cold minute since I played some Hollow Knight. Buffy marathons, sleep disorders, and a hefty workload will do that to you. Today we're going to be venturing into the Mantis Village, of which some signposting in the Fungal Wastes and back at Queen Station warned us about. So we couldn't proceed towards the city in the Fungal Wastes where we chased Hornet to. So the Mantis Village is kind of our only viable alternative pathway right now. And in fact, we're going to get a new upgrade in here nice and early. Oh, this is putrid. This is the worst it's ever been. But you could see something really cool there in the interaction we had with the melee mantis enemy. And it's that when I pogoed off of him right when he was attacking, there was a parry. This game has parries. It doesn't necessarily have a parry and riposte. It doesn't have like a Muna Mahakala or a Metal Gear Rising parry or anything like that that leaves you open for a nice big counterattack. But you can at least, if you either have the most fortuitous timing, or if you somehow get really, really good at that, you can just cancel out an enemy's attack with your own. And it feels real good to do because there's a whole lot of hit stop on it. Oh, this is just a bad shaft to be fighting this thing in. What a pain in the ass. Finally had to wait for it to drift down a little bit. So the layout of the Mantis Village is really circuitous, and there are a lot of these switches and gates all over the place. And it can be a little hard to navigate until you get this! We're getting we're just getting a lot of stuff. We're getting a lot of upgrades back to back now. So our Mantis Claw is our wall climb, our wall cling, our wall jump. And it very, very much acts like the Mega Man X1. Oh, in fact, we have a lot of like Mega Man X2 mobility going on right now. We have that air dash, the trace remains, our vigil holds, the beasts are kept at bay. Wonder what that could mean. Yeah, we have our air dash, our ground dash, our wall cling. The mobility tools you start with in X2. Actually, do you start with the air dash or just the ground dash? I think the air dash is the upgrade. Either way, there is nothing that's going to be out of reach for us by the end of this game. We are not even close to being done getting movement tools, and some of the best ones are yet to come. So all of the switches that we have been hitting have been leading to this. This enormous port opening up in the ground that lets us get down to the lower level. Holy shit, that was dumb. Of the Mantis Village. Now, I think the intention here is for you to get the Mantis Claw and maybe skedaddle out of here. But there is a boss that we can fight pretty early on. A fairly tough one, and we are going to be doing that as soon as we stop jumping headfirst into spikes. Because now that we have our Mantis Claw, this already opens up so many new areas to us, and it also lets them introduce a lot of new platform challenges. And also you can dash straight out of the wall climb. And also anytime you touch the wall, it will reset your air dash. Now watch this boy. He takes one vengeful spirit and then one shot. At least at our present level of strength. with the way the charms work, you can actually build either around pure melee damage, you can build... Oh, this guy. So you can never make it past that. He's always going to lock you out of the right side of the village. For now. So you can either build for melee, you can actually do some spell builds. You can go for some hybrids. There are a lot of things you can do with the charm system in this game. Oh, can I really not? I can just barely hit that ledge, but I don't have enough time afterwards, it looks like, to wall jump. So we just do this the normal way. It's a very circuitous, gated level design in this village. And again, pay attention to all the enemies that we run into. None of them have the normal orange glowing eyes, that crazed look in their eyes. They're all of sound mind. They are just a warrior culture. They're just naturally hostile. Now we come down here. There's another gate we can open up with another switch. And we can even go further down from here. And once you have most of the village opened up to you, things become a lot simpler. Just to navigate. Way less hassles to deal with. Now we still have this one. I don't know if that switch is super important. In fact, how do I get down to that one? I think I'm going to ignore that for now and just proceed onwards. So we're trying to still go a little bit lower. And still get a little tiny bit lower. Which I think we do down this way. Yeah. That pillar in the foreground is really deceptive because it looks like it might just be in the background blocking you off. Or I mean, on the same layer that the knight is on. Oh, but check this out! Let's challenge the Mantis Lords! Yes, they're so cool! So keep these attacks in mind. We have the dive bomb. We have... Oh my god, I can't believe I got hit twice by the same line! We have the lower boomerang and we have the high boomerang. And then we have the stinger. Pretty simple, basic attack pattern, right? Oh, shit. And this is the easy part of the fight. This is just the learning phase. I swear the boomerang... Oh. The boomerang, when it's just this one, always gets me. I can deal with the boomerangs later in the fight way better, I think. Get a nice 2-attack combo off when he does the dive bomb. I can usually pogo off his head if I'm timing that right as he stingers across the floor. Also know the spikes on either end of the room, and another thing to take note of, ask yourself this. Does the head of the Mantis Lords, that kind of pincer design, and their weapon, does that seem familiar at all? That is always what is going to get you on boss fights if you don't have the quick focus. Like, you have so few real opportunities to heal. Like, right now is a good one. There is just a split second of downtime. Because the real fight starts here. The real fight begins. When you have to fight two at once. And their attacks are really well staggered, so you always have a small window of opportunity to get attacks in without constant overlapping. You just have to be careful and quick. Also, the Mantis Lords speed up as the fight goes on. So as you get hits in, they get faster and faster. Oh, and it gets so chaotic now. That's why the first part of the fight against the one exists. So you have time to actually learn the moves before they throw two of them at once at you. And the real fight starts. Two. I didn't get the pogo in. I've been missing a lot of those pogos. Which is a lot of damage to miss out on. Especially because you don't have an upgraded nail if you go into the fight this early. And I also don't have the fragile strength upgrade. So this fight is going to last about as long as it possibly can for the point in the game that I'm doing this. Oh no! Let's try that once more with feeling. I had the chance to get the rust off. I'm not going to talk as much over this attempt. I think that's probably one of the more detrimental mistakes I made in that first fight. And on attempt 2, we can just enjoy this really good Castlevania sounding track. Yeah, on the first one, I just have to not be stupid with the boomerang and watch where on the wall I'm used to. She, actually. I always forget that they are females. Females! Families! Females! Stop. See? I can't make myself laugh on it like a focus-intensive fight. And this is not the hardest fight. It's not even among them. But it is the point in the game where they start to step it up. It's a very clear difficulty spike. Oh, that feels so good to hit both of them at once. Such a cool fight, too. The way they move, the way they behave, the way they carry themselves, that dignity. See? Going better. Oh, yes! This one has a little more subtle movement than this one, where you just jump it. Oh. This fight feels so good to do well. Because it feels like you get away with a lot by just a hair's breadth. Ah, man. I actually got hit. So far, a marked improvement over the first attempt. So yeah, commentary is John's forever. It's always nice to have a fight to prove that, hey, that whole thing about commentary making things like a ton more difficult is not just bullshit. Oh, that is a fun fight! And look at this, you don't kill them because they were not hostile to begin with. You challenged them. You challenged them to an honorable duel. And when bested, they respect your strength. And what's our reward? Look at this pile of corpses. Our reward is that we can now enter Deepnest. What's that sound? So it's dark and it's really hard to navigate this place, huh? That's the deal with Deepnest. What else? What else do we have? Oh, it's Cornifer. This place gives me the creeps. Vicious little creatures burst out all over the place. And the passages are a dark, twisting maze. Unless you're well prepared, I'd urge you to leave, though if you're feeling strong enough to descend. Take my map. Oh yeah, we will. What a horrid warren of angry beasts. It's going to take a whole lot of effort to climb out of this dark pit. I think I'll hide here a little while longer. Deepnest. Welcome to the Valley of Defilement, motherfuckers. Welcome to the true bugs world. Hey, that wasn't so bad, right? You made it over that writhing pit. Whatever that was. Let's go a little bit further into Deepnest. Let's see what Deepnest is all about. Okay. So that's what we're doing. It's not even all of what we're doing. Well, this is our scouting party into Deepnest. We'll be back. And on the way back, this becomes a little bit more clear what was going on here. There's some kind of... That's a corpse pile, but they appear to be like weevils or something of the sort. Piles of them. Apparently the mantises were keeping them at bay. And look at this! Because we earned the respect of the Mantis Lords in combat, all of the other mantises in the village are no longer hostile. They also respect our strength now. That's one of the coolest details about the Mantis Village, I think. And because of this newfound respect, that also means that we can now go through here without having the door slammed in our face. I still can't forgive that he ever did that, so that one's gone. We deleted him. This feels good to be out of Deepnest, right? Oh, I'll be honest, I can't wait to go back to Deepnest. But now is not the time. We have, another better route of progress. First, we're gonna come all the way through here and get all this treasure. Like the Mark of Pride. The Mark of Pride is another charm, much like the long nail, that extends the reach of your melee attacks. And it does stack with the long nail as well. Not completely. There is a slight reduction when you use them together in like how much either one will grant you. They still stack, it's just they stack in a reduced way. But you still wind up just hitting things one zip code over if you have both of them on. It's a little bit excessive. Also, it's quite a lot of geo that we get for that. And I do believe that is more or less it for the Mantis Village now, unless there's something up here that I missed. I don't think so. So yeah, that's an early Mantis Lords. An early look at Deepnest. Something to look forward to later on. But most importantly, for a while now, we have had our wall jump. We've had our Mantis Claw. And that opens up a path back in the fungal wastes. So you'll remember that the route that Hornet took to get away from us, the Mantis Claw is going to now allow us to go and take that path to the right. and to go where she was. So I think we are going to work our way back to, back to the Queen's Station, and we'll pick up from there next time. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.